Hello all, welcome to this session. In this session, we will learn drawing sheet planning. Drawing sheet planning is distribution of the available space for the required views, dimensions and for the remarks. For example, compare these two, this drawing and the bolt drawing. The available space is the same, but it is distributed evenly. The required spaces are distributed evenly for the respective views. So this is drawing sheet planning. In this exercise, we will learn drawing sheet planning using the Gibb and Cotter joint assembly drawing. We have been given the part drawings, individual part drawings, fork end and rod end, Gibb and Cotter. Individual part drawing with dimension is given, and then 3D view is also given. The 3D view helps us in imagining the assembly procedure. The assembled view is also given, and assembly procedure is also given here. Drawing sheet planning starts with finding the assembled length and height of the front view. So here the assembled view, front view length starts from this point. Start from the fork end, at the end point of fork end till the end point of rod end. And here we have been given representation break. So it means the rod extends further, or it's a lengthy rod on both sides. Both sides it's a lengthy rod. We are breaking at here. So if you notice the dimension given here, the dimensions are available up to this point, up to the radius, and then further here there is no radius, the distance is not given. Similarly here in the rod end also. So in these two places we can assume a suitable dimension, a reasonable dimension we can assume at these two places. So let's first start to find the length and height of the front view. So maximum length of the front view is a length of fork end plus 20 mm of rod end. This 20 mm I chose the reasonable dimension. So the length of the fork rod end is 42 plus 47. The dimensions are given here. 42 plus 47 plus 38 plus 20 plus this radius 12 plus the reasonable dimension 31. So together plus this 20 mm. So together it comes 210 mm. That is the length of this assembled front view. And similarly for the height, maximum height of the front view is the height of the quarter of the assembly. So if you see the assembled view here, see the maximum height is contributed by the quarter. It is 136 mm. So this will be the maximum height of the assembled front view. So the maximum length of the front view is 210 mm and the maximum height of the front view is 136. So but now we should not end up with this dimension. Additionally, we need to provide some allowances for dimensioning or for any other remarks, or even to write the names. So for that purpose we provide 20 mm allowance for dimensions on each side of the front view. Say 210 plus 20 mm here on left side and 20 mm on the right hand side. Right. Similarly here also in height also we have to give a allowance. The dimension and allowances here is 10 mm on each side. So that is together it is 20 mm. So altogether the front view length and height with dimensional allowances is 250 and 156. The allowances here I took 20 and here I took 10 mm. It is my choice. It is my choice. If you want to reduce or increase the allowance, that's up to your choice and the availability of the drawing sheet. Then come to the top view. So this is the maximum height of the top view. So the maximum height of the top view is contributed by the width of the fork rod and rod end. Of course, here in this exercise, both fork rod and rod end has the same width. You can notice it from here. It has the same width. So we can take the dimension of any one. So the width of the fork rod is 38 mm. So the height of the top view, that is equal to width of the fork end, that is 38 mm. And dimensional allowance is 10 mm on each side. 10 mm on each side. So that is 20 mm. So together it comes 58 mm. So I have rounded it off to 60 mm. Then the length remains same as the front view. Similarly, you can calculate for the side view. The width of the side view, that is equal to height of the top view, that is 60 mm, and height of the side view, that is equal to height of front view, that is 156 mm. Right. Now there is one more thing, gap between front view and side view. Here, for a aesthetic look purpose, we provide some gap. We maintain some space between the two views, front view and side view. Similarly, front view and top view. This space also we need to include. So the gap between front view and side view is 20 mm here, and gap between front view and top view is 25 mm. Why? Because here I may write the view name. For that purpose, I have taken 5 mm extra. So the total required space is the summation of front view plus the gap plus side view. That is 250 mm plus 20 plus 60. So that is 330 mm. Similarly similarly in the vertical direction. Front view plus this gap plus top view. That is 156, 25, 60. That is approximately, actually it comes 241. We can round it off to 240 mm. So the drawing requires a space of 330 by 240 mm area of space to draw. Suppose if the given sheet is sufficient to accommodate this much of dimension, this much of space, excluding the title block and margin, then you can proceed to draw. But if the calculated area is more than the drawing sheet, then you can go for the next size drawing sheet, or you can reduce the drawing scale. So that's why that's what given here. If the sheet is small, then reduce the scale. You have to go for the reduction scale. Suppose if the drawing is too small compared with the drawing sheet, then you can choose a lower size sheet, or you can go for the enlargement scale. I have decided to draw this drawing in A4 sheet. So the space what we have calculated, that is 330 by 240, I cannot accommodate in the given space. I have drawn the margin and title block. I have reserved a space for title block. So in the remaining space, I cannot able to accommodate the required space. So what I can do is I can go for reduction scale. Both the reduction scale and the enlargement scale are explained in a single sheet. So let me hide the unwanted portions. Reducing the actual dimensions to half size will fulfill my purpose. So I have chosen a scale of 1:2. 1:2 represents the reduction scale. Here the 1 represents the dimensions of drawing, while the 2 represents the actual actual dimensions of the drawing. So I have to reduce all the dimensions into half. This one was in a previous case. In actual scale it is 210. Here it is 105, and here it is 136. It is now reduced to half, 68. Similarly here, the other one it was 38, but here it is reduced to 19. And you should also notice one more thing. All these calculations are calculated excluding the margin and title block. Means I have calculated only for this space. I have not included the title block and the margin. You should also keep it in your mind. So read these lines. In reduction scales, the part dimensions only reduced, that is inner box. These dimensions are only reduced. The dimensional allowances are not reduced, means the outer box. There is no change in the outer box, because allowances you have to give as it is, the same 20 mm here and 10 mm here. So the 105 plus 40 mm, 145 mm, and here 68 plus 10 mm here. So 68 plus 20, that is 88 mm. Similarly, it is done for the top view and side view also. In case if the drawing size is too small for the given sheet, then you can go for the enlargement scale. So in the enlargement scales, the part dimensions are only enlarged, that is the inner box. Similarly, like the reduction scale, here it is doubled, means it is enlarged. The dimensional allowances are not enlarged. Here in this case, the part dimensions are enlarged to double size. So I have chosen a scale of 2:1. 2:1 means enlargement scale, means I am doubling the dimension. I am doubling the actual dimensions. So here the original dimension was 210. Now I have doubled to 420. Here the original dimension was 136. Now I have doubled to 272. Here also the dimensional allowances will not change. That will remain same as the actual size. So 20, 20, and here 10 and 10. Similarly, you can do the calculation for top view and side view. Right. So this is all about the drawing sheet planning and the reduction and enlargement scale. I hope you must have got the some basic idea about the sheet planning. Thanks for watching. Thank you.